you're watching this, it could be too late. Because if you run now, you could be shot. The rise of the New World Order is now in full effect. You see, America is broke. The people we owe have came to take what they are owed, us as slaves, and our land as payment. Your government has already made a deal. They've smokescreened you. They're gonna hand you and your homeland over in exchange for their safety. The New World Order has begun. This has been in the works for years, people. Now stand up for your rights. All you can do is fight.
You're sustainable. That means you don't need them. They want you to be corralled. They want you to be dependent upon them. They want you to have to look to them to survive. They don't like it when you try to tell other people. They start, sending people to try to remind you that all they got to do is fly over and drop a bomb on your ass with a drone or something. Not that I'm anybody. Just a normal Joe, man. Probably ain't even normal. But yeah, they probably look at me as a terroristic threat, being down here in the woods and having high-speed internet and the ability to put two and two together and see what the hell they're doing and, reposting it and making other people aware. And they're probably looking at all this from the sky thinking, oh, what's he doing? I don't have no rifles registered in my name. I've never been convicted of a felony whatsoever. Now, I did have a gun charge issue one time where somebody came to my house and threatened my family, and I supposedly had a gun and threatened to kill him, but there was never any gun found. And when I went to court, it was dismissed because the person didn't show up on time, and when he did show up, he pissed the judge off, and it was all dismissed. So other than that, nothing. Well, I did have to go in front of a grand jury once over my job as a bounty hunter, which was nothing had to do with me. I was a witness, not a suspect or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, but I went to go buy a gun, at Cabela's, and they denied me. For what reason? I'm 18 or 21 or an American citizen, no felonies, no police record to speak of, never spent more than a couple hours in jail over something stupid like forgetting to pay a ticket or getting in a fight. And like I said, I've never been convicted of even a misdemeanor other than the speeding ticket that I decided to pay because I didn't have money to pay a lawyer to turn it into something else. But then they want to deny me my American right to purchase a firearm. So yeah, I have a few guns. I'm not going to tell you what they are. You might have seen pictures of them. They're not illegal guns. They're totally illegal for me to own. They're rifles, and I owned them before all this gun stuff came into play. So, do I have them just laying around my house? A couple of them for home protection and, to hunt with and to eat with and stuff. But, they come to try to take my guns. They can have what they can find, I guess. But, I'm probably committing treason by saying I might have a hidden gun. That's a conspiracy. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me anyways, like I said. All I can do is fight till they kill me or capture me and, send me to some re-education camp. That's what they're going to do to people, man. You might think I'm crazy. Oh, he's crazy. Maybe I am. Maybe you're crazy for not listening to what's really going on. When it comes to the military and the federal government, I don't think there's a clear written page of what their actual guidelines are as to the legalities of, what they can do to a person if they don't want them around, or, want them in their way or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of weird, man. Yet there's people that I know that, might have a brother that's a cop, or an uncle that's a DEA agent, or, a grandpa that's a judge that's clearly crazy, and has been arrested 15, 20 times, been convicted, spent time in jail, but can still own a bunch of guns, and, they've been deemed mentally crazy or whatever, and they take, medication for their mental illnesses, and they can still have a whole closet full of guns, I don't get it. I guess it's all in who you know and, how to get through the loopholes. Whatever, I'm a nobody, man. I got a little bit of property and a few things that are, bought and paid for. Nothing stolen. I use what I got to my advantage. I have warning signs all over the place. I have cameras. So I guess if somebody comes around here, and I don't know who they are, they're plainclothes or whatever, they better make themselves known from my cameras down the road there. They come sneaking up around here or whatever, and I guess there's going to be a problem. Like I said, I guess if one of these little stupid drones that fly around in the middle of the night that sound like weed eaters that I've run out the door and tried to catch video of, but it's been so dark I can't do it, that follow these jets, same flying patterns around here. I guess one of them, hits me with a poison dart, or, drops a bomb and says it's an accident. I'm just another dead dude, man. So what do you do? I'm just saying, people wake up, man. I'm scared for my children and your grandchildren, because America ain't what it was founded upon. I've even heard some military talk that our forefathers were terrorists. Oh, man. But to all you people out there who go to work every day and, watch the Kardashians and, sit around and play video games and think that you're free. You ain't free, man. None of us free. Every dollar we make, we're taxed upon. Every dollar we spend, we're taxed upon. Everything we buy, we're taxed upon. Yeah, we're free to roam certain borders, but we're not free. We have to pay gas to travel. We have to pay for our rights every day, no matter what they are. And it's sad, man, that people don't see it. Welcome to my radio corner communications network, for this room anyways, where, I can talk around the world and, pick up the local ham radio bands and police and some military stuff as well. I'm just chilling out here, man, thinking about a lot of stuff I've been seeing on the internet, and looking at the times, man. And I kind of have my own theory on what's about to happen here in this crazy land we live in, for the whole damn, world, really. I guess it doesn't really matter what my thoughts on the whole deal are. I'm just an average Joe. Maybe I'm not average. Maybe I'm not normal at all. But, I know a little about a lot, and I didn't learn it from school. I learned it all, on my own, self-taught. Call me stupid, call me crazy, call me a conspiracy theorist type person. I don't really care what you call me. The fact is the fact. Something big's about to happen. Who knows what it is? It could be, maybe there's a big comet about to hit the earth, and they don't want to tell everybody because they don't want to cause chaos and panic. You know, maybe maybe China is ready to get their money we owe them, and you know they're threatening us with war. You know, Russia backs China. Hell, China's pretty much in Russia. You know, they're both communist countries, so you know the way I look at it is some weird stuff's happening, man, and there's no way to predict what's really going to happen. But what if America just all of a sudden decided to, you know, say here, you know, take them as your slaves and take our land and, you know, just ensure us, the high officials in government, that, you know, we can have our safety. You know, maybe that's why they're building all these underground bunkers. You know, who knows, man? All I know is you get on YouTube and you start looking at piles and piles of these portable coffins that'll house like up to 10 people. They're stacked everywhere in remote locations, and people are like, you know, putting videos on there, and then you start seeing all this Jade Helm stuff and these military operations and these camps where they're talking about, you know, oh, it's just for practice in other countries, but yet, you know, they got all these FEMA and Homeland Security trucks stashed in remote locations, and you know, these camps, you know, these FEMA camps, they're turning old Walmarts into FEMA camps, and, you know, detainee prisons, and then, you know, there's these military articles, and if you start looking, you know, where they want to re-educate people, you know, it's a new world order we're facing. And I can kind of see it on one hand. I mean, you look at what's going on in the world. I mean, people are out of control. There's too many people in this world, number one. There's not going to be enough food to eat in another 30 years unless we figure something out. So I can kind of understand where it's going. Yet, you know, do you follow the program? Because who's to say I ain't the one that's going to get killed, or my kids, or my family, you know? So, or do you fight it and everybody dies from hunger or thirst because there's, you know, people polluting these waterways, and you know, big corporations polluting the air that's polluting the water, and killing the, you know, wildlife and the plants. It's pretty crazy, man, to think about it all. But to not think about it, that's even crazier. It looks to me like, you know, there's a lot of people out here that just drive their BMWs and live in their big houses and eat steak tartare and go out to dinner every night and rack up bills in their credit cards and think everything's all hunky-dory and it's a big bowl of cherries out here in the land of plenty, but really, it's not. Something big's about to happen. And whether you want to be or not, you're part of it. I live in the country, you know, I live out in the middle of the woods, out in the middle of nowhere on purpose, because I've been seeing it coming for a long time. You know, who knows if all this race stuff and these shootings and blah, 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 and shit you see in the news headlines, if it's made up, if it's real, if it's orchestrated, you know, so that they can use, you know, their powers of the Patriot Act against us and take our weapons from us, and, you know, change the Constitution, and, you know, make the police more like military. Who knows? But it's happening. And now, this isn't what our forefathers wanted for this country. None of it. But yet, they didn't live in a time where there was this many people. And, you know, the Statue of Liberty represents freedom, but, I mean, there's so many people here now that, you know, there's got to be some sort of regulation to the, you know, to the quantity of people. And, you know, we have to look at the quality of life versus the quantity of the people. And like I said, I can see both sides of the problem, but yet and still, you know, something big's about to happen. I'm telling you. And, you know, all I can do is sit back and relax and, look at it calmly and not get excited. Although I do get excited, listening to the stuff I listen to and watching the things I watch. And, I could just turn a blind eye to it and not give a shit. But that's not me. It's not what I'm made of, and that's not how I'm wired. So, yeah, I mean, I live 50 miles from a military base, a major Air Force base here in southern Missouri. I see jets flying around all the time, stealth bombers, stealth fighters. I see refueling planes in the sky with other jets escorting it while jets are refueling. I watch this stuff from my yard out here in the middle of nowhere. I watch these jets fly around and drop these little, I don't know what they are, but then I see big helicopters come back after the jets leave and shine these lasers to see if they hit their mark. I walked outside a couple times late at night because I heard something that sounded like a weed eater over the top of my house and spotted these little drones. I know they're not watching me, or maybe they are, who knows, but there's something to do with these military maneuvers they're doing down here. I got some videos of them. I mean, just today I was fishing and just all out of nowhere, this little airplane come flying over, real low. And, like I said, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. Who knows what they're doing? Maybe they were the sheriffs looking for people growing dope, or maybe they were the cops looking for stolen vehicles stashed in the woods. I don't know. But I'm telling you, with Google buying all these robotic companies, and if you type in these military Google robots that they're putting together now and stuff, man, it's all there. We're headed to something. And but I encourage everybody to get on Google, look up Jade Helm 15. And you don't have to just go to one source. There's several different sources out there. It's happening in every state. They say it's a military practice maneuvers, but when you start really digging into it, and you start looking at some of the stuff that's been passed right under our nose as far as laws and stuff and military plans of the future for American citizens, it's pretty serious. So I'd be a little more awake to what's going on out here if I was just the average Joe that thinks that the world is a big melting pot of opportunity, and you get a paycheck every week. Because I don't care how much money you got, when the American dollar is no more, you don't have nothing. You better have some skills. You better know how to work on something. You better know how to do something. You better know how to survive. And don't think just because I live in the woods that I can survive, because you know what? If the shit really hit the fan, all the people that have property around me, if everybody showed up with their families and started killing wildlife, there wouldn't be enough food to last a month, much less a week. So, that ain't going to do nothing for you. You got to know how to sustainably live. And that's even becoming illegal in some states, to not have electricity run to your house, or not have public water run into your house. That's illegal in some states, to catch rainwater and reuse it. So that's our government for you. That's a sign of the times. You can believe in God as your savior. You can believe in Buddha. You can believe in the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy too. I don't care what you do, but open an eye to what's going on. Make some plans for your family and for the future, even if it's just packing a backpack and putting some survival utensils in it, and maybe storing some food in a trash can and putting it somewhere, having a place to go just in case, because it could be too late one day. You wish you had. Anyways, Black Snake 612, Southern Missouri Ozark Mountains. I'm out. Peace. I don't know if this is what's going on here exactly. Guess we'll find out. Oh yeah, looky there. Just all out of nowhere. Huh.